Hello friends, I'm Lokesh, your mentor at mentorbuddy.com. We have a very conventional question from allegations and mixtures. The question says, a total of A liters of pure acid drawn from a tank containing 729 liters of pure acid and was replaced by water. The result was thoroughly mixed and to obtain a homogeneous solution, and then another A liters of solution was drawn off and again replaced by water and again thoroughly mixed. This process was performed 6 times, and thus the tank contained 64 liters of pure acid in the end. So we have to determine the value of A. Now let's understand what is happening here. In a tank we have 729 liters of pure acid in the beginning, out of which A liters was taken out, and the amount which was taken out was replaced with water. So what happens when you take off A liter of pure acid and replace the same amount with water? Next time it becomes a mixture of water and acid, though still the total quantity remains 729, but this time it is water plus acid in the container. And then again A liters was taken out, but please understand, this time this A liter also contains water and acid both, and then again replaced with water. So this process keeps on repeating a total of 6 number of times, and then the container contains 64 liters of acid in it. So now the question is, how much amount was withdrawn at every step? That is, what is the value of A that we are taking out from the container at each step? So to understand this question, let me explain you one more simple analogy. For example, I have 100 rupees with me and I deposit it in a bank from where I am getting a 10% of interest. Therefore, at the end of first year, this value becomes 110 rupees. 10 rupees of interest plus 100 rupees of the initial amount. Second year, I again get a 10% on it. Therefore, I can say I am getting 11 rupees of interest plus the value which was in the beginning. That makes it 121. Third year, again the 10% process repeats, and this time it is 10% of 121, that is 12.1 plus 121, and so on. So this process keeps on repeating. I hope you all understand this process. This process is nothing but a process adopted for compound interest. So the amount which was rupees 100 in the beginning becomes, let's say for example, 133.1 at the end of 3 years. So this is what the transition has happened from first year to third year. Can you see a similarity between both these processes? So I can say the formula which I was using for compound interest can actually be utilized for this sort of problem as well. So what I can say is value which is after 6 removals and replacements is equal to my initial value, which was 729, 1. Now see what is happening. Initially the acid content was 729 and finally it was 64. That means it keeps on decreasing. Whereas in case of compound interest, initially it was 100 rupees and after 3 years it was 133.1. That is, it increased. Therefore, there was a plus sign in between. So here, because it is decreasing, I can say, or I can put a negative sign. How much was removed? That's what we have to calculate. Divided by the initial value, and how many replacements happened? 6. So this is what my expression is when it comes to 6 removals and replacements of equal quantity. In order to solve this equation, I can take the sixth root of both the sides. When I take sixth root of 64, this gives me 2 equal to sixth root of 729 is nothing but 3 multiplied by 1 minus a by 729. In order to solve this equation, I can simply write it as 3 minus 3a by 729. When I do the reshuffling, I will be getting 1 is equal to 3a by 729, which gives me a is equal to 729 by 3, which is equal to 243 liters. So therefore I can say in the beginning 243 liters was removed from the initial quantity of 729 liter of acid. And then in the second and the third and the fourth and the fifth replacement, it was 243 liters which was removed every time from the tank. And therefore the value of A on my answer to this question becomes 243. Now this solution is much easier when we approach it in the compound interest manner. Otherwise, if I begin with 729 and if I try to do it manually, I will not be able to get the answer in a easier manner. I hope the method, the concept and the process is clear to all. Thank you.